It's 40 years since the Queen arrived at Parliament for the state opening like this. Normally, this is how she arrives, with carriage and cavalry. But this year, a snap election and dithering over the date meant a scaled-back ceremony. No robes or crown for Her Majesty either, accompanied by Prince Charles replacing an unwell Prince Philip. And a scaled-back programme too for the Prime Minister. Without a majority, she must keep what strength she has for what's top of her agenda.
My government's priority is to secure the best possible deal as the country leaves the European Union.
A third of the planned laws are meant to allow Britain to leave the EU smoothly, covering everything from immigration to fisheries. There will be a counter-terrorism review to establish if new powers are needed to deal with the threat. A new independent public advocate for victims will be established to champion those affected by disasters like Grenfell Tower, and there'll be a new civil disaster reaction task force. And landlords will be banned from charging tenants letting fees.
A priority will be to build a more united country.
But some of the more eye-catching plans from the Conservative election manifesto aren't there. The plan to make more people pay for their social care, the so-called dementia tax, that's become a promise to consult. Originally, the plan was to scrap the triple lock, which guarantees the state pension rises by 2.5% a year. But the triple lock is staying. A promise to expand grammar schools has become an ambition to provide more good school places. And a plan to scrap free primary school lunches in England has been dropped. And there's no mention of fox hunting. Some Conservatives are making the best of this.
It was always going to be the case that this Parliament was going to focus primarily on Brexit.
And the fact is that those more controversial policies from the manifesto just got shredded.
Well, some of them weren't very good, so that's no bad thing.
The end of the speech should have been the moment for her to confirm the state visit of President Trump. She didn't. It's clearly not in the diary. In the debate that followed, the Labour leader mocked the government's programme.
A threadbare legislative programme from a government that's lost its majority and apparently run out of ideas altogether.
That's a sound she hasn't heard for a while. And the Prime Minister said her government is now responding to the country's desire for change.
The referendum vote was not just a vote to leave the European Union. It was a profound and justified expression that our country often does not work the way it should for millions of ordinary families. And this Queen's speech begins to change that by putting fairness at the heart of our agenda.
The Queen didn't wait for that debate. She made a dash for Royal Ascot, leaving government and Parliament to face the long, difficult race ahead. Andy Bell, 5 News.